welcome everyone to the Virginia Cooperative Extension Plant Clinic. Turn it over to Roseanne tonight to start with our bug watch. So Roseanne, could you tell us a little bit about the squash borer and what?
Yes, Caitlin, thank you very much. Yeah, this week's bug spotlight is on the squash vine borer. It's aptly named since it bores into the stems of the squash plant. And the moths of this borer emerge in May, and they deposit their eggs on the plants, mostly in the stems near the base of the plant. This is a significant pest in the summer winter squash family and also for pumpkins. It is a native bug to North America, which, nobody else, we can't blame anybody else for it. And it's found primarily on the East Coast, which I found kind of interesting. Very rarely you're going to find this insect damaging melons, gourds, and cucumber plants. So if you're growing those, not to worry. The borer larva damages the plant by tunneling into the stems for up about 4 weeks or so. And you can recognize this because of what's called the frass. It's actually the excrement of the larva that it leaves behind. And then once it's damaged the inside of the stem, the plant runner or vine will wilt, and that can result in the entire plant dying. So if you've had problems with this insect before, chances are pretty high that you're going to have a recurrence. So you want to try to manage these through cultural and some chemical controls. So what are some of these control methods? We have a couple. Monitoring them. So you want to watch for the moths from mid-May to mid-June. Inspect your plants for any eggs. You're going to see an entrance at the base of the vine for the larva. So that could be an indication, and also looking for that frass. Culturally, you want to plant early, and it actually is best to use transplants because they're already somewhat established. You can also wrap the lower stems with foil, which helps to deter the larva. And lastly, for the monitoring, for the cultural, you could also protect them with fabric until they're flowering. So that's using those floating row covers that you put over them. And chemically, you can spray the base of the plant with pyrethrins, mid to late May. But you want to repeat this in about 14 days to be sure you've got good coverage. You can also sprinkle the lower stems with a Diatomaceous Earth, which is actually called DE in some circles, but it's an all-natural product made from aquatic plant fossils. So you want to be sure if you purchase this to get the food grade DE, because it's also used more commercially, but the DE version does not harm any worms or beneficial microorganisms. So that's a good thing. Otherwise, you also have some nematodes that have been used to provide the same level of control as some of your conventional pesticides, or you can refer to the pest management guide that can be found through the Fairfax Master Gardener organization website, for 2022, for any recommended insecticides. But you want to be sure whatever you do as far as insecticides, read all the instructions and wear any protective gear if necessary. And these should be applied early in the season so you can kill the larvae before they actually start burrowing. So I had a couple resources that I used and I found them very helpful. So Penn State Extension, University of Maryland Extension, University of Connecticut, and then also University of Florida. So those are just a few of the resources that you can check out for more information about this borer. Back to you, Caitlin.
Thank you so much, Roseanne. Really appreciate that. It's really informative presentation and lots to look out for in our gardens.